Have you ever walked into a dark room and suddenly found yourself asking, "Why can't I see anything?" Only to wait a few seconds for your eyes to adjust. Or maybe you've noticed it while driving at night, when an approaching car's headlights seem unbearably brighter than they used to, forcing you to squint, look away, and wait for your vision to settle. If you've experienced this, you're definitely not alone. As we get older, these changes in vision can become more noticeable, but here's what many people don't realize. Your eyes need specific nutrients to support normal vision and healthy aging. And the good news, you don't necessarily need an expensive supplement to get them. Some of the most interesting sources may already be sitting in your kitchen. One contains zinc, a mineral involved in normal eye function. Another is surprisingly rich in vitamin E, an antioxidant nutrient. And one food contains lutein, a carotenoid that naturally accumulates in the macula, the part of your eye responsible for sharp central vision. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not enough to simply know that a food contains these nutrients. You also want to know how much makes sense, how to eat them, and which versions are better choices. So today, we're counting down 2 powerful seeds and 1 nutrient-rich nut that can help you get more of these important eye-supporting nutrients as you get older. Now let's begin with number 1, and this one might genuinely surprise you. It's not a berry. It's not a leafy green, and it's definitely not some expensive eye health supplement. It's something you may already have sitting in your kitchen. Pistachios. At first, they just seem like a crunchy snack, but pistachios contain something particularly interesting when it comes to healthy aging and eye nutrition: lutein. And here's where it gets really interesting. Researchers didn't just look at how much lutein pistachios contain. They actually gave pistachios to people and then measured what happened inside their eyes. Deep in the retina is an area called the macula. It's responsible for the detailed central vision you use when you're reading, recognizing faces, watching television, or focusing on something directly in front of you. And the macula naturally contains 2 important carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. Together, they make up much of what's called the macular pigment, part of the eye's natural protective system. So the obvious question was, could eating pistachios actually increase this pigment? Researchers tested that question in a randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Nutrition. They studied 36 healthy middle-aged and older adults who had relatively low dietary intake of lutein and zeaxanthin. One group continued their usual diet. The other group ate about 2 ounces or 57 grams of shelled pistachios every day for 12 weeks. And then researchers measured their macular pigment. Here's the surprising part. After about 6 weeks, the pistachio group had already experienced a significant increase in macular pigment optical density, or MPOD, and that increase remained at 12 weeks. The usual diet group didn't show a significant change. This was a relatively small study, and more research is needed to determine how broadly the findings apply. You can eat a sensible portion of pistachios as a snack, add them to plain yogurt, sprinkle them over oatmeal, or toss them into a salad for some extra crunch. And when possible, go for unsalted or lightly salted pistachios rather than heavily salted varieties. Now let's move on to number 2. And this one might not be what you expect to see on a list about eye health. Pumpkin seeds. They're tiny. They're inexpensive. And most people probably think of them as nothing more than a crunchy snack. But there's one nutrient inside them that makes pumpkin seeds especially interesting when we're talking about healthy aging: zinc. And zinc isn't just another mineral your body happens to need. It's involved in a wide range of essential processes, including normal cell function, immune function, and the maintenance of tissues throughout the body, including the retina. Your retina is the light-sensitive layer at the back of your eye. Every time you look at a face, read a message, watch television, or step outside into bright sunlight, your retina is helping turn light into signals that your brain can interpret as vision. And zinc plays a role in several of the biological processes that support normal vision. One reason it's particularly interesting is its relationship with vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for normal vision, including the visual processes involved in seeing in low light conditions. And zinc is involved in the body's metabolism of vitamin A. Now, this doesn't mean pumpkin seeds can give you night vision or reverse an eye disease, but it does highlight something important. Getting enough zinc through your diet is one part of providing your body with the nutrients. It needs to support normal eye function as you age, and there's some important research behind the broader connection between zinc and age-related eye health. In the landmark AREDS trial, researchers studied a specific high-dose combination of antioxidants and zinc in people who were already at elevated risk of developing advanced age-related macular degeneration. The researchers found that this particular formulation reduced the risk of progression to advanced AMD in certain high-risk participants. You can sprinkle a small portion over oatmeal, add them to yogurt with berries, toss them into a salad, or lightly roast them with spices like cumin, black pepper, or chili for a crunchy topping on vegetables or soup. Now let's move to number 3. And this one might already be sitting in your kitchen. Sunflower seeds. Most people think of them as nothing more than a crunchy snack, but these tiny seeds contain a nutrient. That becomes especially interesting when we're talking about healthy aging. And the nutritional needs of your eyes. Vitamin E. And here's why that matters. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant. In simple terms, it helps protect cells from oxidative damage, and your eyes are dealing with potential sources of oxidative stress every single day. Think about your typical morning. You wake up, you check your phone, you read, you work, you watch television, you drive, then you step outside into bright sunlight. From morning until night, specialized cells in your retina are constantly detecting light and converting it into signals your brain can interpret as vision. That's an enormous amount of activity. And like other highly active tissues, your eyes need systems that help manage oxidative stress. Your body already has its own antioxidant defenses, but your diet can provide antioxidant nutrients that support those natural defenses. And this is where sunflower seeds become surprisingly interesting. Just 1 ounce of dry roasted sunflower seed kernels provides roughly 7 milligrams of vitamin E, although the exact amount can vary depending on the product and preparation. That's a meaningful amount from a relatively small serving. Try sprinkling a tablespoon over oatmeal. Add them to plain yogurt. Toss them into a salad. Scatter them over cooked spinach or broccoli, or combine a small amount with other nuts and seeds for a simple snack. And when you have the choice, look for unsalted or lightly salted varieties, rather than heavily salted or sugar-coated versions, because the real goal isn't to find one magical food. That suddenly transforms your eyesight. So remember, there's no single magic food that can protect your eyesight. But regularly including nutrient-rich foods like pistachios, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds can help provide your eyes with important nutrients as you age. And if you have ongoing vision changes or an eye condition, be sure to speak with your eye care professional. If you found this video helpful, Let me know in the comments. Which of these 3 foods do you eat most often?